What's up, fishaholics? Welcome back to the channel. It's your friendly neighborhood bass sniper, and I'm on a mission today to try and catch some fish, but I wanted to make a video for you guys that could save some money for somebody. You know, it's ended up saving me about 200 bucks. I'm hoping I can do the same for somebody. I want to show you guys how to network your Garmin LiveScope without having to pay for that expensive $200, $300 Garmin network port. This was a kind of simple fishing hack that I was able to pull off, and I've pulled it out on the lake about 2 or 3 times, and it's not giving me any problems, and it's still working to perfection. So I won't talk to you guys to death about this. Let's go into how I did that. So we have our live scope, and it's kind of bright out here, so it's going to be kind of hard to see, but I have it in perspective mode, and I'm casting out over in this area. Motor just turned around, so it's turned it some more. And I hope this isn't too bad for you guys. But the point is, I'm casting this live scope. I networked underneath the boat through here. And I put my port in here. And then I was able to network the live scope to here. Boom, Panoptics. And I can see what's up there. You see it a little better now because the sun's not shining directly on it, and my gain's blasted way up back here. You can see what's showing from that transducer up there to back here. All right, guys, I'm gonna get in here and unbox my dry box. We're in the dry well, my compartment where I got my GLS-10, the LiveScope box, and the switch that disconnects it from the battery as well. So we have my Ethernet cables drilled into the side of the dry box and put these little wire connectors in there. Now let's show you the inside of the dry box. I just got this little pool noodle as padding. So basically what we have here is your run-of-the-mill household Ethernet switch. We have the Garmin Panoptics cable, the one that comes with the GLS-10. We have that one plugged in here, and we have an Ethernet cable plugged from here to one unit at the helm, and here to the unit up on the front. I didn't bolt this down or anything because, like I said, there's really no need to. And I put a power inverter underneath there. And it's plugged up there because it has, for one, it has a fan. It'll keep everything in here cool. And for two, it has DC power. So my power inverter is connected to my batteries, and I just have it plugged in. So every time I turn on this switch here, this gets power. Actually, let's see. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see the green light come on, but yeah, there it goes. We got power. So that's pretty much all you need, and I'm going to put links in the description to where you can get all of this stuff. See, this is one of the network cables I had to buy. So you want to buy an Ethernet cable. I bought one. Depending on how long your boat is, I barely got away with getting 2 6-foot cables. This one here, it comes with a waterproof clamp on it, and that's the important thing. Otherwise, you could use a regular Ethernet cable, but you need that waterproof clamp because you don't want to get water in these plugs and mess up your units altogether. We got one 6-foot plug going here, underneath into here, and where the box is. And then we got one coming from where the box is on up to here, which was where I normally put the original Garmin Ethernet. So both of them were 6 feet. And see, this has barely got room. It's kind of tight. I could pull it a little looser. It's not like straining, but it's like tight. Anyway, the dry fitting to keep that thing waterproof so we don't have plenty of malfunctions. All right, guys. Honestly, it's a bit too hot outside to be filming this part of the video. I want to go ahead and run it down to you guys on like each part what I bought to complete the network, and also I wanted to go ahead and run it to you guys about how much it costs. But first and foremost, I'm going to pick up a TP-Link 5-port 10 to 100 megabytes per second Mbps Ethernet switch, desktop Ethernet switch, and it's about $10. You'll need waterproof Ethernet cables with the waterproof connections. Make sure they say compatible with Garmin. You can find those across Amazon for about $25 easily. You're going to need that times 2. So depending on how big your boat is, like I said before, you can run either 6 foot, or you might end up having to go to I couldn't find any that were 10 foot. That would be ideal, but you can probably pay for more expensive Garmin ones. I'll come back to that here in a little bit anyway. And you're gonna need your dry box. I didn't have to buy any of these, so basically all I bought was the network switch and the cables because I had a dry box that was decommissioned and also a power inverter that was decommissioned. But you're gonna need a dry box, and you can get those anywhere from $10 to $20 online or at Academy. And on a power inverter, you can get those from $10 to $20 online. They need to be a big one. So at max, you're gonna be coming out like $30 to $50 for the dry box network setup versus $230 for the GMS-10 from Garmin. Now, the GMS-10 does have its advantages. It costs that much for a reason. It's built specifically for this. You got spaces in between the network ports because the dry connections. You got the capability to screw the dry connections on, and it's waterproof in itself. They build that product for a reason, and it serves its purpose. But if you're like me, you don't want to spend all that money on doing something that can be achieved otherwise, and you just kind of go with what we got here. Now, I said we would come back to the cables because that's $230 for the Garmin GMS-10, and then like $30 to $50 for the Bass Sniper setup. We'll just call it that. Now, you're gonna have to buy the waterproof Ethernet cables either way. So you can get those for $25, like I said, or you can pay for the Garmin brand, which is about $10 to $15 more expensive. With it's Garmin's brand. They have their connections and everything. The Garmin is rated. I did my research, and the Garmin is rated at 10 to 100 Mbps. I was going to go higher than that, but with it being said in the research, figured I can go ahead and get away with it. But all in all, like I said, you can spend the $230, and I'm sure it'll be well worth it because you can also expand it, actually have use to those 5 portals or those 5 ports. Whereas with the TP link, it's a household thing, and if you're not running straight the little straight Cat 5, Cat 6 connection, Ethernet tip, you're limited to space because they're a bunch right in there next to each other, like really close. But for my purposes, I was only needing 2 extra ports, basically splitting one signal into 2 others, and I was able to use the 5 ports there, and just every other port I plugged in, so it worked out that way. And as you guys can see, that it worked just fine. What I did notice whenever you make a change, not a cosmetic change, like if you change the gain or anything, it won't change. But if I make a change to the LiveScope where I'm reading at let's say 25 feet out, and I bump it up to 45 or 50 feet out, it bumps to that in the back so that, it shows basically either when I go to the back of the boat to the fish, because I do that a lot, or if I have a partner on board and they want to be able to kind of scan the LiveScope with me, and that helps too. But obviously, I'm going to list all the links in the description below for where you can find all of these items on Amazon. And I'm not affiliated with any of these at the moment, but I just figured, like I always say, I figure you guys can learn from some things that I've been able to stumble upon, and mistakes that I've made. And this isn't a mistake in this case, but I saw that it could be done, thought that it could be done, and it actually worked. I actually ordered a lot more parts than what you would see, because I actually went through a lot of trial and error to get to where it is, but it works, no problems. It's completely dry. I don't have any worries about water damage, and so that works for me. Hopefully it'll work for you. And till the next time on the next video, never let up.